We are Guido and Cindy Lopez. Several years ago, we started Ministry of Hope when the need to evangelize in the villages just outside of Arequipa, Peru, became evident. In the past, you've supported us by sending t-shirts to our churches when we went to visit. But now, we're returning to Peru as full-time missionaries. Here's our story.
12 years ago, a man from the village of El Cruce came to visit. He was asking for someone to come to his village to share the gospel. There was currently a small group of Christians that meet on Sundays, but they didn't have a pastor. This is how we began going to El Cruce each Sunday. This was the beginning of Ministry of Hope. As time went on, this group began to grow in the Lord, and the church in El Cruce was begun. A man who had attended the Bible studies faithfully was put in charge, and this church continues to meet on his house, operating under Ministry of Hope.
While helping lead the church services in El Cruce, we saw the same need in the villages nearby. Within a short time, we moved on to the village of Victor, located about 15 minutes from El Cruce. We began meeting with a small group of believers in one of their houses. As the group grew larger and larger, and as funds were donated by a church in the West Palm Beach area, we purchased the building in Victor, where the church continues today. This church now has a pastor who travels from Arequipa each Sunday for the church service and again on Thursdays to lead a Bible study. He also holds special events during the year in order to reach this village for Christ. Pastor Jorge Tito loves God and wants to join us in reaching other villages with the gospel. We're praying that we will receive enough financial support so that we will be able to bring him into our ministry full time. While getting the church up and running in Victor, we again received a visit from some Christians in the small town of La Jolla. Again, there was a group who wanted us to come there and help them reach their village with the gospel. Since this village was quite close to Victor, we decided to go and hold services in the afternoon after we'd finished in Victor. With the financial support of Christians here in the U.S., we were able to finish the building that had been started by this group. We added the roof, Sunday school rooms, a pulpit area, and windows. This church continues to function today under Ministry of Hope. While the three villages are near each other, we will need a vehicle to get out to these and other villages during the weekday and on Sundays. The leaders of these small churches need to be taught and encouraged to continue the work. For this reason, we need to be able to get out to their villages weekly for Bible study and prayer. The adults in the church are simple people who work in the fields, and most are illiterate. They need someone to come teach them the word, since they're unable to read it for themselves. Romans 10:14 and 15 says,
How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent?
The spiritual needs in these villages are great. Most of them have no evangelical church anywhere near them. In August, we will be returning to Peru to continue the work we started. Ministry of Hope will continue to guide and provide financial support for these three churches begun by us, as well as take the gospel to other villages located along the Pan American Highway. Our plan is to start in the village of San Camilo, getting to know the people and sharing the gospel with them. We'll continue working also with the churches in Arequipa and take part in the Christians and the military ministry that we have there. We ask for your prayers and financial support, which will allow us to continue working in these villages and others like them. After the service, please stop by our display out in the foyer and get more information. Thanks, and God bless you.